Hello, everybody. My name is Swarna Sudha, working in Ramco Institute of Technology in the Department of Computer Science. Today, we are going to talk about structures in C, which is very important concept. We'll see what is structure, how to declare a structure with an example program of structure. So, what is structure? A structure is a user-defined data type, and it is a collection of data type of different data types will be stored under a single name. So we can say it's like a record where information will be stored in the entity table. Not only information, related information. Similarly, here in structure, it is a collection of data item of different data item, but each item will be a related information will be there. Then what is the difference between array and structure? Array is also in collection, but arrays will be having of same data type. But in structure, each member of a structure will be of different data type, but both will be stored in a single name. Okay, that is a collection of variable stored under a single name. See, we'll see how to declare a structure. Okay. Structured declaration start with a keyword called a struct. Then you have to give a name for the structure. And inside the block, you have to give the data type variable name. Each data type can be of a different data type. This is how we declare a structure. If you see an example, you'll be more clear. Here, this is the struct is a keyword. Student is the structure name. And each member of the structure is of different. For example, roll number is a int, name is a character, course is a character, fees is a float. This is how we declare a structure. Okay. So we'll see more clearly. The struct is a keyword, student is a structure name, and inside the structure, we have members of the fields of a structure where each one is of a different type. For example, student name is a character array, roll number is an integer, percentage is a float. So this is how we declare a structure. Okay, when we declare a structure, we will not be able to access directly. Okay, so we have to create a variable for the structure. How to create a variable? So we can create a variable by using a keyword called a struct, name of the structure, E1, E2 on the variable names. Okay, this you can do it in the main function, or you can declare a variable in the by defining a structure. So after defining a structure, you can declare a variable called as E1 and E2. So with the help of a variable only, we'll be able to access the structure. Okay. So we'll see how to do it. Okay. When we actually declare a variable, the memory will be allocated. But in structure definition does not allocate any memory. Okay, when we declare a variable only, the memory will be allocated to the structure. So to declare a variable, either you can declare in the main function or you can declare while defining a structure. Okay, after creating a variable only, the memory will be allocated to the structure. Okay, we'll see how the memory will be allocated. Okay, so we have a structure called as employee. All this ID, name, salary is a members of the structure. EMP is the variable. So EMP is a variable for a structure. As soon as you create a variable, the memory will be allocated. For example, for ID, it is 4 bytes. For character, it is your name is 10 size. So 10 will be allocated. Each one is 1 byte. Okay. And for float, it is a 4 bytes. So totally 18 bytes will be allocated for a structure of employee. So we know how to declare a variable structure, how to declare a variable. When you want to access a members of the structure, you need to create a variable. Without creating a variable, you cannot access a members of a structure. Okay, for that only we'll be able to create a variable. Before that, going for the main thing, we'll see how to initialize the structure, how to initialize. Okay. So we give int a is a declaration. Int a is equal to 10 is an initialization. Similarly, we can also initialize a structure. If you're not initializing, if the user is not initializing, C automatically does it. For example, for int and float member, it will initialize to 0. For string, it will initialize to null character. Okay, how we'll be able to initialize it? So after creating a variable, when we create a variable, we can put an equal symbol and we can assign a value, or we can initialize a structure variable. For that, a values can be assigned. We'll see an example, then you will be clear. You see, your struct is a keyword, student is a structure name. Inside that we have roll number, name, course, and fees. For roll number, it is 01. For name, it is Rahul. For course, it is BCA. For fees, it is 4,500. Like this, we'll be able to initialize the value to the structure. Okay. So you can see this is a one more variable. I have initialized the value. Roll number is 2. Name is Vidya. Course is MCA. Fees is float. Fees is float, which is being 5,000. Like this, we'll be able to initialize the structure variable. We have seen how to declare a structure, how to declare a variable, how to initialize the structure variable. By using an equal symbol with a curly brace, you'll be able to initialize it. Now, if you want to access members of the structure, you have members, you have int, float, all that. We have roll number, name, or address, and all is there. If you want to access the member of the structure, you cannot directly access. By using a dot operator, you will be able to access. You cannot access like other normal variable. You cannot access directly in a structure. You have to use a dot operator. Syntax for accessing a structure variable of a structure variable is you have to use structure variable dot member name. So if you will see an example, you'll be clear. For example, we have a structure called as my structure, where we have my number, my letter. For this structure, I have a variable called as S1. I have created a variable called as S1. So if you want to access this member, you have to use variable name dot a structure member field, that is my name. Then you can initialize 30 or S letter. Even when you are printing also, you have to give the variable name with the help of dot operator, my name. Like this, you will be able to access the structure by using a dot variable. We'll go back and see the syntax. Structure is structured a variable name, dot member name you have to give. So you have to use the dot operator for accessing. We'll see even for when you are using in a scanf or in a printf, you have to use a dot operator. Then only we'll be able to access a variable. We'll be able to access a member of the structures. Okay. For example, the variable name dot structure member. Like this, we'll be able to get the data from the user and also to print. So when you're getting a input from the user, again, you have to use a dot operator. When you are printing also, you have to use the dot operator. We'll see one example for a structure program. Okay. So as we know, the program will start with hash include stdio.h. You have to create a structure by using a struct keyword. This is employees, the name of the structure. I have a members like EMP-ID, name, salary, address, department number, age. All this is the members of the structure. So I have created inside the main, I have created a two variable E1 and E2. This is the employees, the structure name. Struct is a keyword. So when you are getting the input also, you have to use variable name dot structure member. So as you have to get the data, you have to use the dot operator. All this data, getting a ID, name of an employee, salary, address, department, age, all this for a E1, that is first variable. You can also should get it for the second variable, E2. So we got it. After that, if you want, you can, that is, you can print it. Even for printing, you have to use even.empid, even.name, even.salary, even.address. This is all for a variable for even. Similarly, you have to do it for E2 also. So if you see the output of this program, you will be able to print, get the data from the user, the name, a salary, address, department, age. This is the first employee data. Second employee, again, name, salary, address, department, age, and you will be able to print it. This is how the structure helpful in C program. Okay. So I think you have understood the C structure very well. Thank you.